Okay, where is my avatar? Where's my avatar? Oh no! Oh no! It's black. Let's fix this. I've got. There we go. There's my avatar. There's my avatar. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back or welcome to tonight's fine edition of GNF Televisable. We talk about all of our hot topics and anything that's our feats and fancies. And I am the Canadian rogue, better known as Robert Cummins. I am the man from Canada. It is Calgary Stampede time, and apparently something happening in the United States. But it is what is. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing out there in Chatsville? Are we doing great? Are we doing great? I am copying shit and sending shit out to the people who wish to participate. And I've got to find we go. Sent the links. I think I sent the links. I think I sent the right links. I never know half the time, but I did it anyways. Hey, okay, so let's. I fixed my shite. I fixed my shite. So there's that. Let's see here. What do we got? We got. Oh yeah, Stock Killing Games says maybe Matt. It's a million. It requires. I have no idea. It's kind of up in the air, according to some. Well, it was on the docket. There was a few other things that was on the docket. Oh yeah, the Diddy case. Did he do it or did he not do it? We'll have to wait to find out. And a few other things that have feats or fancies. But yes, indeed, do. I've got to see how chat is doing. Hello, chat. I could see you now. I could see you, chat. It's impressive. It's been a while. It's been a while, chat. How have you guys been doing out there? Hmm? Hmm? Anywho, I will wait on that and wait on a few other different things. I have my drink. It is a Friday. It's a lovely Friday. Uh, at the lake with family. Okay, Sparky, you could be at the lake with family all you want. Not really worried about it. Just try not to fall in and drown yourself. All right, all right. That's good, right? Right. Okay, but yeah. Oh yeah, there was the Superman take at the moment, right? Yes. That's another thing that's happened, but yes, it. I could probably cover a little bit of that. I mean, when it comes down to the newest James Gunn Superman, I'm gonna kind of say it's not entirely bad. Off a few Snyderverse fans. Um, it kind of harkens back a little bit or borrows heavily from the Christopher Reeves original Superman movie wise, and adds in a bit more of a zoomy flair. Yes, a bit of pronouns were mentioned in said movie, but overall uh uh campy, bright, colorful, definitely not really. I don't know if the domestic audience will love it a lot, even though it's got more pro-American antics than norm. Because the Snyder Superman didn't really kind of go that far into pro-America. Everybody was pretty much being decimated, and everything was in a grim dark universe. Where this one here is kind of more humanistic version of Superman, coming across as a uh, what is it, a god amongst men. To a degree, he's trying to become or try to be more man than God, and yeah, there's a bit of the whole John Wick aspect with crypto, but honestly, it really didn't take away too much from that movie. So I'm gonna say that if you're looking for the classic Snyderverse shit, forget it. That sale has gone. That ship has been sailed. Um, we're now looking at a bit more patriotism, a bit more on the goofiness levels that could be considered cringe depending on the age kind of area definitely is going to entice these Zoomers to probably flock to the studios, or should I say, to the to the movie theaters. So it's up in the air. We're gonna have to wait and find out how that's actually going to convert in numbers because we never know. We just never know. Hmm. Oh, so Medicare's supposed to be streaming tomorrow, so there's that. I've got a dragon who's decided to join. Hello, dragon. Long time no smell.
Hey, let's make sure this shit's working right.
I could hear you, so and everybody else can hear you. So I think
Okay.
we're good.
No, I have to make sure because sometimes this fucking thing likes to pick
I pick a
the
fight
voice.
with you.
Yeah, it likes to pick the voice modulator instead of the actual
Well, I
headphones.
mean, congratulations. It picked the right form for you.
Yeah. Yep, 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 yep.
Yes, Sparky's over there at a lake with family, hopefully not drowning himself while doing it. And I just kind of covered the a take on Superman 2025. The new James Gunn's version of Superman.
I'm good on that one.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of. I'm not gonna say it was great. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm gonna kind of say it's a harken back to a Superman of yesteryear brought into modern times.
I'm just burned out on anything superhero related.
Oh no, I gathered that. Which is kind of where we're at the moment because we got Jurassic Park, another Jurassic Park movie. We got Superman coming out, and there was another movie that's like a repeat of repeat.
Yeah,
That's like,
look,
jeez.
what's funny is the Jurassic Park movie is actually one I was hoping they would have made years ago.
Mm, I see.
Well, it's What is it? Fucking. So they're showing that they're splicing dinos together and shit, right? In the
Yeah,
trailer.
yeah.
There was a toy line back in like the 90 between 95 and 99
Ah, yes.
that was all Jurassic Park themed, but it was like based off the idea of splicing the dinos together. And like I remember the commercial showed like the canister that what the fat ass lost.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, honestly, I don't know about the current state of Jurassic or Jurassic Park.
Mm.
It's kind of lost its mustard. I get those who still are
Look,
kind of hard and heavy over
mm,
dinosaurs, but for me, I think it's done.
look. It was Jurassic World was nice, and I think that's where it should have stopped.
I kind of, you know what? For me, Jurassic Park 3, the trilogy, that's we're done. Walk away. Don't come back to it. We're good. But it
I don't know.
continued.
I can kind of agree. 3 and World were good. Like
I mean,
we're done.
yeah, I mean,
Both were good done spots
pretty much.
because there was no real need to
Continue.
after either one.
No, I know. But that's Hollywood to a degree because they get to a point where they have nothing original that they
Mhm.
want to push out, or they have something original, or they're completely deathly afraid of doing an experimental because they want money, guaranteed money, a
Or
guaranteed
letting shit just to fucking lose its
value, commercial
not
value.
even its value, but losing their right to sue you over the shit.
No, that is another one. I mean, basically, we are in a state. You know what? I do have the stop killing games continue it conversation that we will have to
Oh,
kind of cover, and this kind of goes into this portion of my
oh
rant for this
jeez.
Jurassic Park thing, especially when it comes down to franchises and shit.
Oh no.
Studios and big corporations want to make sure that their IP is ongoing and that they can make a lot of bank from it. So they're all about nostalgia because they
That's
know
the
that nostalgia prints money.
that's kind of the unfortunate part.
Yeah. And if they can also lock it up behind a licensing agreement where you don't own it, they can just keep you hooked on it, having you think that you're all good, right?
Yeah, it would have been a good. model till
Ooh, I've got an awesome question here. Hey, Ro, quick question. That's come up. If a parallel, if a partial owner of a company causes a PR storm around another partial owner and claims, what is it, publicity? I guess it would
they
be
should
pronounced.
sell
Yeah.
their shares to make amends. Good.
No.
No, no, I'd have to. That's one of look. That's one of those scenarios where good luck, and there's a lot of lawsuits about to happen.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I would concur. The problem behind that, it sounds great in nature if the
Hmm.
person in question, someone has done that. Really, somebody has done that.
I'm not surprised.
I would love to know exactly who the fuck did that, because that was an impressive move. Because it
No,
doesn't help the situation. It's like, okay, how about this? How about this? We'll put it in another article that I have that I was willing to go over, which is a P Diddy case. So we have mountains and mountains of evidence that the motherfucker is guilty and it should be in prison for life, but because of the factor that he might have bribed the judge, jury, or whatever, he gets to walk. It's all speculative, but
hmm
he's got to face a huge public barrage of questionabilities, because the public at large thinks that he's guilty, even though the court said he not guilty. He's able to walk technically, and then he's got civil cases that he's got to deal with, and civil cases don't care if you're guilty or not. They just need to get you
ha-
on a little bit of a leeway to have it, you know,
I think it's
plausible, and you're
it,
fucked.
it's kind of also half true too, Ro. Because if you're found, they care. The only part of it they care about being found guilty on that shit is the fact that being found guilty makes their case a lot easier.
It does, but realistically, they don't care. They want to have that plausible done. They want that
Oh yeah,
plausibility, because look at O.J. Simpson. All right,
you
the
know,
man killed his wife and her boyfriend or whatever, dead cold. The courts said, "Fuck it, you're acquitted because the glove don't fit." Even though
yeah,
the glove was soaked in blood, and it shrunk up like a motherfucker because it was leather, but
uh
the
huh.
glove doesn't fit, so we're gonna acquit you. And he had to go to civil court, and his ass got reamed hard. So a VTuber called Shy Lily did it as a part of Cinder's drama. Just wanted an
Oh,
opinion from
bro.
someone who might know about this. Honestly, I don't know about that portion of
Mm-mm.
that, but when it comes down to it, Anon, honestly, regardless of whether that individual, and I don't care who it is, that individual decides to sell off their shares to try to make amends for the mistake that they made, kind of is a bad move overall, because they're trying to gain a degree of favorability
Yep,
to a an audience,
and that
because
could
they
be
did
a.
they did something perceivably good. Oh, I was guilty for being a complete douchebag, so I'm going to give up my shares because that's the most respectable thing to do. Ergo,
Mhm.
the public, the court of public opinion is going to believe what I did is positive, because I'm trying to make an amends. Now, like it or not, I don't like the court of public opinion. The public opinion can go fuck itself. But you trying to make
I
amends for a shitty attitude or murdering somebody is not going to change the factor that you're a shitbag and you're a murderer.
you're just trying to scapegoat the situation.
Correct. Correct. So, so, and like I said, Weinstein, Diddy, O.J. Simpson, there's a few other different major high-powered individual
Yeah.
that I question, and
Mhm.
and and I don't care. At the end of the day, that a court of law has decided to get these people to walk however they want to walk. I personally, me, not anybody, it's me, Rogue, says this, and this person is a shitty individual and should be held accountable for being a shitty individual, and that's it. Unfortunately, we live in a society of rules and regulations, and if the court say he not guilty or they not guilty, then the court
Mhm.
said they not guilty.
Yeah. Yeah. The fun part is too sometimes
Mm,
the court of public opinion has absolutely destroyed people who were innocent and
fuck
found
yes.
innocent. And then they're like, "Oh no, our bad. Let us no. Look, you've done fucked. You
Yeah.
done took a side. The evidence showed that he was innocent.
Oh yeah.
You decided he was guilty. You all dumb."
Yeah. No, my personal favorite is that, as well as bringing up shit from the past that means fuck all now.
Yeah. What
I
was
mean,
it?
it's been a decade ago. The person has moved on. Yes, they made amends. Yes, they're supposed to be doing this. Yes, legally they walked away from whatever it is that they walked away from. So they're
Yep.
they're doing their time on trying to be a normal person. If they don't repeat the same
Hmm.
bullshit,
They're
then
cool.
leave them fuck alone. But if they're repeating the same bullshit, point it out, laugh at them, and give that information to the right people who can deal with it.
Yep.
Don't put it up on the fucking interwebs, because the moment you put shit up on the interweb, it means nothing. It has no value.
Yep. It's kind of like how have I get bored,
Mhm.
and if something and that catches my fancy crosses my table, I just kind
Yeah,
of
I get it.
I dig, and I have found shit people do not want brought back up,
Hmm. Oh, I know.
and that's only because, well, what was it? Fucking, it's not hard to figure out because everyone's so fucking. It's like it's hard to find my shit because of how not living on the internet I am.
No, I know. I mean, I love people trying. There's only like a very small handful of people that have an idea of where I am or who I am,
Yeah,
and unfortunately for those individuals, I no longer in the same locations that I once was. So I wish them the best of luck trying to find me. I,
right.
and
Well,
and I've had people try to find me, and I mean actual weirdos out there trying to find me, and they do a piss poor job of trying to find me, even though most of the data is out there available if they really look hard enough. But no one cares. No one
the
wants to
funnier
look.
part is that they're more terrified to share if they do have it
Mm,
because it's based on the fact that one, they if they know exactly where you are, then they have to kind of make
uh-huh.
sure they cross the right I's and T's, and
Geez, yeah.
because it's a very probable scenario of
Hmm.
if they post it and it's not easily available without hacking
Correct.
the illegal means, it's that is a genuine easy way to get yourself on a radar you don't want to be on.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I totally understand. But no, I've listened to a lot of people threat. Oh, I'm going to find you, dox you, and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Okay, whatever. Is that supposed to be a threat? I
yeah,
kind of live on the life of Medicare with him, kind of going, oh no, somebody's doxed me. Oh no. Okay, great. Oh no, I'm in Canada. Oh no,
yeah,
they're going to try to swap me. Okay, go for it.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of
What?
like
What?
how I am. It's like
I
I
mean,
live.
am I expecting that the moose mounted police to show up at my door, or some other local department to show up at my
Yeah,
door to try to execute me? It's not going to happen.
right.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? Speaking of shit that's easy to dig up,
Mm.
I know it's not on the agenda probably, but
It doesn't matter. The agenda is up in the air.
fair. Roommate was watching some stuff about Doodle Tunes.
Okay. All right. Doodle tones. Yeah.
Yeah, I was bored, nothing to do,
Yeah.
so I decided to dig up Doodle Tunes. Holy fuck!
Yeah.
That is the only individual I know of that posted every single link to wherever they are on their
Mm.
Twitter,
Oh yeah.
every backup account, everything, and then they also cleaned every single account.
I wish I
You know,
was impressed, but
oh
all
no,
right.
no. Here's the part that impressed me.
Hmm.
They had a MySpace and they cleaned it.
Okay.
I was impressed that they cleaned their MySpace.
Well, I mean, okay, look, there are some services out there that can actually tell you where all the different places you've been to.
Oh yeah, I know, but
And it's not once you know all the places are still available, you just go back and some cases you can retrieve whatever passwords or whatever, and
yeah,
boom, you got it made. Or you can talk to whoever behind, help it the help desk to have whatever it's removed or whatever it is. But I know MySpace automatically kind of killed everybody's account to a degree.
yeah, no. But I mean, it's one of those things where I was,
Fuck MySpace, Jesus
dude, I
Christ.
know. But I mean, that's one of those things where I saw it was clean.
I thought
I mean, went
I
through
thought
and
I was
they
old.
they cleaned it good. They
No,
cleaned it
no, no,
real good.
no.
Whatever MySpace left, they took care of.
No, yeah, because again, there are some options. There are some businesses out there that will just wipe out whatever it is that you want. It's a bit of
Oh
money. It's a bit of
yeah,
money behind it, but yeah, you can pay somebody to have that done.
yeah. But
I
I
mean, I
won't
love the
lie.
industries.
Someone who goes that thorough of an internet clean sweep
Mm,
just makes me kind of go, huh?
yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder what you
Mm.
hiding.
No, that is look. Everybody's got skeletons, one way or
Yeah,
another. Some worse than others. Everybody's got a skeleton. Something that they want to keep hidden, close to their chest. But unfortunately, if you decide to put yourself on the interwebs, social media at large,
hmm,
you pretty much open that ability.
yep.
That Pandora box is just waiting to be fleeced open and fondled quite happily, roughly, and gingerly all at the same time.
And so many people are now chronically on the fucking internet.
There's two. Look, my personal favorite is watching the boomer millennials try to go up against the Zoomy kids. I'm trying to figure. Okay, so we all know that the Zoomy kids are fucking weird and cringe. All right,
Yeah,
they
occasionally.
pretty much live with talking about shit on the internet at large, crying one day, streaming the next day like nothing ever happened. Have
I
this
think
laugh cry thing going on. They're fucking weird kids.
they have an emotional fucking roller coaster that makes
Don't
my head
fuck yeah.
spin.
And that's all them. So they've been TikToking their entire puberty in that.
Yeah. And
So
then they're like, I love the some of them who have done that are also going, I don't know how they found this about me.
I know, right?
Jesus Christ, how could I not know that
I
you were
know,
going
jeez.
to? It's like
Uh,
it's like fucking what? The reason some of us use fucking avatars online is because
mhm.
all it takes is a simple glimpse of someone's wall sometimes, and
Yeah, yeah,
someone
and
can
they
go,
figure
I know where
where
you
that
live.
person, yeah, where I know where that person is,
Yeah, I
but
know
yeah,
you.
no. So like I said, I love watching the millennials, the boomers, the ones who have aged out of the system, who should either a just stick in their fucking lane and battle out with themselves and leave the kids alone. These young, freshly 19, 18, leave those motherfuckers alone because you're not in the same category. You're not in the same field. You're not even in the same realm of these kids. And these kids just want to battle amongst themselves. And they don't want to deal with some kind of weird pervert or whatever trying to
Yeah,
talk to a kid for whatever reason, saying that I don't understand. No shit, you don't understand them because you're way in your 30s, almost 40s dealing with a person who's just barely 20.
I'm more inclined to find someone having disagreements and not have the time or patience to do the proper digging and just be like, here you go,
Yeah,
slide
pretty
a folder
much.
across the table and go, you'll need this. And they're
Fuck
like,
yes.
what am I gonna do with this? I was like, just read it and you'll understand when you're done. And
Well, no, and that's the other thing. Some of these millennials, social mediaites, these drama farmers,
yeah,
they don't even do their proper research. And the
nope,
Zoomers are the ones that actually do the research, bring up some receipts to the table, and then the millennials are like going, "What the fuck is this? This person makes no fucking sense," and they throw some whatever weird millennial based shade against
yeah,
the Zoomer, like that's going to affect them. They
wow.
live in
I
a completely
hope that's
different
not,
world where pronouns existed for
yeah.
forever.
Or my favorite thing of all day is I just came across this digging just scrolling through Twitter.
Mm.
Someone shared their actual legal ID card.
Oh Jesus Christ! I love that one. I love those ones.
I see that. It's got all the information you need to
Uh-huh.
fucking find them. I'm just like, this will not come back to bite you in the ass years later at
Well,
all.
that's the problem with these kids. A lot of them don't even know how. Look, like I said, they were raised on the net, like literally.
Oh,
They
I
they,
know.
they were raised with AI scraping all their data, so they don't fucking care at this point because they don't really personally own the data anymore.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
Chinese dude does.
it's like how they're. I love how some of the motherfuckers who are pissed because Nintendo said you don't own the console and we'll just
Oh,
brick
I
it.
love that because that's basically where our main conversation is.
I
Stop
know.
killing games. So yeah, so this is something I love. So stop killing games may have crossed over the million threshold. The word is may have.
Oh
Ross
Jesus.
himself doesn't even know for sure because there's been some body activity on the petition thing. So he's not 100% sure if they made it or didn't. It's up to the UK and the EU to figure that portion out. I wish whoever
Yeah.
it is the best of luck that has to make sure that all that information is there and figured in. But they believe, and these are the people who signed the petition who believe the whole Ross whatever fucking tard thought process is. And yes, I don't like Thor, the fucking queer furry that is, who claims to be a game dev, but kind of questionable outside of being a nepo kid who loves wearing a fursuit for the longest time.
Oh Jesus
Um,
Christ. Oh
yeah,
God damn it.
yeah, well,
Why do you have
that's
to remind me of that fuck nut? I
but again, he's the one that's now going on the front saying that if it wasn't for me besmirching Stop Killing Games, it would have never crossed over the threshold.
no, no. See, here's the sad part. Dum Dum doesn't realize it. He probably hasn't paid
Mm,
enough attention to the shenanigans going on. It got a boost because apparently Brazil
yes.
is currently filing a lawsuit against Nintendo
Well,
because
okay.
apparently, well,
I,
supposedly their TOS violates their
no,
abusive
I get
consumer
that, but
shit.
guess what beautiful little snag that Brazil has faced right now.
Oh no, what they face.
So Nintendo does not have any form of lawyers or team in Brazil to enforce the TOS.
Are you telling me that they have to fly people out to Brazil?
Yes, they hired a small partial team to go to Brazil. And honestly, they don't even want to go to Brazil because guess what? They don't fucking care about the Brazilian market.
They might not care, but the sad part is that the sad
No, it
part.
won't affect them.
Well, it may not affect. Hopefully, it won't affect them in a degree,
No,
but
it will not affect them. Do you know who their largest market is?
the U.S. or Japan,
Yes. And you know who the second largest market is?
Japan,
Japan. And then the last one is the EU. So they don't fucking care what's happening with
Mm,
Brazil. Brazil is a potential market.
yeah,
And they've already Sony has already had this lawsuit, has a similar kind of lawsuit with Brazil, and Brazil walked away owning their ass. You know what happened in the
nothing.
end of it? Sony just kind of doesn't matter. We're just going to take our time giving Brazil what they want.
Jesus,
Years later, Brazil is still waiting to get half the shit that they wanted,
that's unfortunate.
and Brazil won.
See, here, part of me was kind of hoping that maybe, just maybe, it doesn't so much what Brazil gets out of the situation,
Yeah, well,
but everyone else can, other countries can kind of go, ah,
yeah, well, see, that's the problem. Under American terms of the TOS, it's pretty much lockstep. You don't own that console.
no.
In the UK, it's kind of similar, kind of lockstep, and in the EU, it's a questionable because now we're talking about a physical device that really doesn't
Yeah,
have the potential. It has the potential of being able to process the game if the games are on a fucking cartridge,
yeah. The
and
fun
not
part for
all the
me
games
is
on a cartridge.
I'm more impressed all the morons that bought it and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're still gonna use the stuff that they were telling us not to. They'll brick this console." Then they're
Mhm.
like, "They actually brick." No shit, they actually bricked.
Oh
You
yeah.
dumb fucks.
So my personal favorite, and we're going to skip past the factor that Stop Killing Games has passed their threshold, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to hopefully take this to the UK or the EU, depending on which whatever it is that got passed first,
Good luck.
and try to argue the point that a licensed game that was that you purchased is now yours to own. Remember, this is a licensed game. So you only have licensing rights to play and to kind of hold on to the game. You can't resell it. You can't really give it to a friend unless that license, has that feature to be able to give it to a friend to play.
Jesus.
You can barely mod it unless that licensor allows you to be able to mod it.
God.
So if perchance, let's say the EU or the UK says, "Hey, yeah, no, you own that license," then it opens up a Pandora's box for
A lot of
Netflix.
shit.
Netflix is a good one. Disney Plus, because
Crunchyroll.
Disney loves the owning their IP and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you get shit stomped. Spotify, all of the record labels.
Jesus Christ. Let's not even talk about fucking
I haven't even,
Audible.
yeah,
Audible.
Audible. I haven't even got into to Amazon or NBC, CBS.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Warner Brothers, Discovery, and the works? I haven't got to that level, but they all live off of licensing. So
They
technically,
really fucking do.
uh-huh. So we own shit, and the majority of us love it. The fact is that we have all these different services that we pay a little bit into, and we get to watch whatever we want, wherever we want. So as long as the service is available and we still have internet, we're good.
Yeah. Me on the other hand, I'm sitting here going, look, I still own DVDs,
Yes.
VHSs,
Yes.
physical copies of games.
Uh-huh.
So whatever, and I'm not really buying any new consoles because, well,
I mean, technically, you don't own them, depending on the console. Fuck.
I think the last newest console I bought was a Switch.
Yeah, the original Switch. See that one there? I bought it. I got it specifically after finding out that it's hackable, like
Mm.
100% possibly hackable. I'm
See,
like, I'm keeping this.
the only reason I got it was for Mario RPG.
Yeah, see, I own the Mario RPG, barely play it, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good. It was the only good Mario game that was interesting because of the RPG mechanics.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it was another Mario game. I'm like, oh, good,
I
another
mean, yeah.
Nintendo-based Mario franchise game. Ooh. But no, no, I concur that that was one of their better games, but unfortunately, they really didn't make a good sequel. So, eh, is what is what is. But no, when it's all said and done, games are digital only, movies are basically streaming only, and
Hmm.
most of the books that you're able to read are on some form of PDF reading device, like a Kindle or a Kubo or whatever else those fucking tablet things are. That only do one thing: let you read the fucking book. It's a display unit.
Yep.
So technically, we own nothing and we love it. We're happy with that, and I think it's funny. I think it's funny. And now we have people out there who are all stoked that Stop Killing Games has crossed over that threshold, and realistically haven't really looked into the big Pandora's monster that we'll be facing and could ultimately fuck us over even harder. And
Hmm.
who's going to be blamed for this complete fuck up because the normies are completely upsetty? It's going to be the gamers. And the word
Pretty much.
gamer is going to be detested again to a point where the gaming market is going to be shot. And you're going to have to live in a cave in order to play your video games.
Pretty much.
So,
I'll be back to my hole in the wall.
mm. Another thing I found it was quite interesting, and I find it funny.
Hmm.
So, you know how I mentioned about the Zoomers? earlier, and
Yeah,
millennials shouldn't be, battling against Zoomers because they live in a completely different
the
world.
extra special dum dums. Yeah.
Actually, these special dum dums, well,
Oh God
that
damn it.
that have done something that my generation and the Boomer generation have been asking for the millennials and that to actually fucking do.
Oh no.
You
I
know,
feel
you
concerned.
want to know what it was?
Yeah, let me know just so I can know exactly how fucking retarded it is.
Stop buying shitty games. Stop buying games
Excuse me.
that you cannot own, that are license only. Guess what the millennials are freaking out on? That the Zoomers are doing what the Gen Xers and the Boomers have asked to do. Vote with your fucking wallet. The
Jesus.
gaming purchase on the Zoomer side of it has dropped from year to year,
Okay.
which is great. So they're not going out rushing to buy the hot $80 to $100 game. It's too fucking expensive. They're going to retro.
I mean, makes sense a little bit. It's like the only thing that you don't really have much of a choice on if you're playing games is if you're on the PC.
Pretty much. But even then, you can go to GOG.
You're right.
It's DRM free. That's another thing that a lot of my generation or people like me have pretty much gone out of the ways to remind people. There are games out there that are DRM free. Buy those fucking games. Support those things. You own it. You can download it, and it's the entire game itself. Not a portion. It's not a handshake. It's the game. You could store it wherever. It's yours to keep. Let's go with Ann on here. Google stop people buying things like books, audiobooks, comics, manga, etc. Through apps to promote their own. Yes, of course, of
Yeah.
course. So it's like I said. Basically, we're looking at the Zoomers and the Alpha generations to do what we asked the Millennials to do, and it seems like they're doing it. So I'm
Trying to at
impressed.
least.
Well, again, if the trend continues, this means that it wasn't a fucking petition that kind of woke up the corpos. It was a factor that they don't have revenue. That revenue is a lot more important than somebody, going to daddy government to try to have them, have a lobbyist write your rules.
Pretty much.
So I think that's a better, smarter way of doing things. So the people behind Stop Killing Games can continue what they're doing. I applaud them for what they want to do. I think it's a stupid idea. I don't think it's going to be very beneficial for the gaming community at large. I think it's going to make it worse, but I could be wrong. But
Yeah.
for the kids, and they are kids in my book, that have reduced the amount of expenditure on buying certain things that are heavily dependent on handshakes, licenses, and all that kind of stuff. It's a brilliant idea. It's a great move. Please keep that up. Because what's going to happen is the corporations, the corpos, are going to notice that their revenue is gone, and they rely on the younger generations because they're the ones that are going to be continuous. The older generations eventually going to die out, so they want the younger ones. The quote unquote 16 to 32 gen, 13 to 16 to 32 years old. They want that. They want that those people because that's where the money is. And if they're not spending their money on this bullshit, then the corporations are going to have to find a new way of promoting in order to get that money, that revenue from that generation of potential buyers. And as it stands, keep up the trend there, kids. because you will have total control over the. Yes, it's going to be a very questionable and boring life for a while, but stick to it, hold the line, fuck over the corporals.
Pretty
That is
much.
basically my stance on that one. But yeah, I'm impressed when I saw that. I'm like, oh, finally, finding a movement that actually might be successful. Just stop buying the shit. And who would have thunk that would be the greatest answer. I Jesus fucking Christ! It's not like a silent generation that most ignored, and half of us kind of enjoyed the fact that we were not being seen. Has pretty much influenced a couple other generations ahead of the millennials, and are doing something that we suggested, decades ago.
For the most part.
Yes. I was like, damn. I mean, I'm not gonna kind of besmirch all millennials because some of you tried to practice what we preach. Hell, I'm not gonna say that all Xers did exactly the same thing as what we preached. Yes, we kind of saw the writing on the wall, but we also said the only way we can fix this is be very selective with what we purchase. And yeah, unfortunately, gaming went from a kind of a niche market, and everybody can. Your mother, your grandmother, your elderly, octogenarian is now considered a gamer. Think about that. That's we went from a niche market to everybody's a gamer
For the most part.
because solitaire is on a phone, and if anybody who has access to a phone is able to put up solitaire, they're a gamer.
Apparently.
So I'm like, fuck me. But that's basically that's the step. That's the stat. That's the data. That's the stats. I mean, Candy Crush, made housewives gamers.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, but it's Candy Crush. Well, it's a
Yeah.
game. I get it, but it's Candy Crush.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, you're trying to smirch that women can't play games? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's fucking Candy Crush.
There's better options to play games of.
Yes. I mean, half them play the fucking Facebook games. Is that really an actual game? Those little Facebook kind of things where you have to wait for an hour or two before you get energized in order to continue farming? Because that's a gotcha game.
Pretty much.
It shouldn't even
Hell.
be considered a game. It's a gambling system. So it's evil practice. But some love the gotcha games and the terminology for it. And I'm like, that's not really a proper game, but sure, whatever. I'm just gonna take the stats and kind of call it the way it is. Fine. They are gamers now because of the statistics. Okay, but yeah, we're in a we're in a weird one. I'm playing Anthem with my fellow Anthem sisters. Feels good to win. I mean, go for it. Honestly, if
Maybe.
you're able to play what the game that you want to play, great. But remember, live service games are a terrible system. Have always been a terrible system. It's a perversive system, and it should be a very selective system. Not every live service game needs to exist. Hell, not every game needs to exist. And I have to remind people that I come from a generation where we had Sega cable, the Sega channel and a Nintendo channel.
Yeah.
Think about that. We had devices where we put it into our console, plugged in a coaxial cable, trying not to fuck around with things because we were told not to, and whatever hour that game was going to be on, that was the game that we were able to play. We got access to new games and some games that only existed within that channel. We can't play them anymore. They don't exist. They're technically dead. Do I harken back with oh my god, I can't believe this game is gone? I played it. It was okay. There was probably other games out there. It was a gimmick. I knew it was a gimmick, and I moved on. Like,
It was
just,
fun.
Yes, it was interesting. It was like, oh, this is a new idea. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, I don't like it. Here, take it back. Like when Final Fantasy 11, or no, yeah, 11 came, the original MMO came out. What was it, 14?
No, it was 11 was the first MMO.
That's what I thought. That my brain, because I, yeah, because 11, because 10 was that stupid
Hmm.
water shit. Yeah, 11.
And 12 was
Was oh fuck me, because I know 13 it was
12
lightning.
was the one with the first ever Viera added in, and
What okay, 9 was the furry.
9 was the
It
with
was,
BV and all that, and
yeah, happy 4th of, actually, here's something for you, Caleb. Happy Calgary Stampede. There you go. Because guess what? The opening of Calgary Stampede is today's too. So
oh
fuck
boy,
y'all. Which is why, if you actually look at the the thumbnail, it's Canadian Stampede. It has nothing to do with you Americano shit. It's all about Canadian because I'm the one that's hosting it. Ergo, it's all about me. No, but happy 4th of July if you celebrate the 4th of July. AI garbage. Do we still stand pirate? I've worked in. No, I don't fucking care about him. I don't care about the furry dyke that is Thor. I don't like him. He can get off my fucking feed. The moment I saw him in my fucking feed, I'm like, who the fuck is this dork? And then finding out that not only did he have a fucking queer ass persona, Fig Tree, which was what the fuck. He played
Jesus,
Second Life in order to get that fucking thing or some furry shit. In order a Second Life version of furry shit in order to get Fig Tree, and that was his persona in this game. We find out later through a lot of questionable digging that he's got a bit of biasm in him. So great. So now he's a queer furry, and he's a nepo kid. I don't fucking care whether he's right on some aspects that Stop Killing Games is going in the wrong direction, but he himself is also wrong. So Ross is wrong, Thor is wrong. Yay.
and let's not even and the nightmare that is the furry bastard.
Yeah, so there we go. Growth achieved. Correct. Thank you.
It don't help that it's kind of bad when other furries don't like the furry.
Look, that is basically what happens. There are people within certain communities that don't like other people within certain communities. It's just how it is.
Then there's
Uh,
me. I just don't like any of them.
Oh no, I don't blame you. So it is what it is. So I mean, I'm not gonna say boo or whatever. So it's like, but no. Um, at the end of the day, going to the topic at hand,
Hmm.
I kind of got lost track on a few other different things
You
because
always do.
yes, people tend to throw some things at me, and I kind of forget what the direction of the tangent was going into. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, for me, vote with your fucking wallet, spend wisely, don't fall into the games that are very parasitic, and maybe the corporations will change their directions. I'm not going to say they will.
Hmm.
I'm going to say maybe they will. But if they're going to be able to get $60 from horse fucking skins, I think they're good. I think they're good. Oh shit, Sparky's here. Hello, Sparky.
What's up?
Yeah.
Oh shit! What's that? Oh, there we
Yeah,
Did you break shit?
of course he
go.
did.
No, I guess the camera came on. It was set
Yes.
on animes for whatever reason. Probably from the last medical stream.
Probably it is very possible. It's very very fucking possible.
What are we talking about?
Uh,
Rogue-
excuse me.
Rogue brain broke.
What have you talked about? And
Okay.
what are you talking about now?
so I've mentioned it's Calgary Stampede. I have lambasted Caleb on his 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. So I
Huh?
lambasted him.
Okay.
Like, no, fuck all, fucked hard. It's Canada Stampede opening. Stop that. but I also wished him a happy, 4th of July. We talked about it briefly on the Diddy shit. We talked about the gay ass furry that is Thor, and stop killing games. We made fun of the millennials versus the Zoomers, commentary bullshit briefly. I find that shit hilarious. And Zoomers have done something that most of us within the Generation X community and some Boomers have asked immensely through to the generation that is the millennials to stop buying bullshit things and actually vote with your fucking wallet. And it seems like in gaming, the gaming purchase on the Zoomer side of things have decreased from year to year, which is
Oh
very
my
interesting.
god, are they
I
learning?
know. Yeah. So it looks like and
Also,
a lot of them are buying retro shit.
yeah. Also, you can tie that into stop killing games.
Yeah, I did.
I'll give. Yeah, yeah. Let me get my take real quick
Go ahead.
because I haven't talked about it.
No.
My take is the same as last time.
Hmm.
Yeah, the exact like a couple months ago when we went over this bullshit again.
Oh, we've been doing this for about a year, dude.
Well, we've been doing this longer than the
I know,
petition's
but
been out. But
yes.
I digress. One, why in the fuck would we want a EU government that requires ID to have any kind of live service games try to dictate what a studio can and can't do with the games at end of life?
Correct.
That's one. Two, why should we care about an EU government that's not going to affect companies that are like over in America or Japan?
Mhm.
Because they're going to look at this and go, is it worth us doing this?
Correct.
No. Okay. No longer sell games to the EU. Problem
Pretty
solved.
much, yeah.
So again, that's what this goes. Three, I highly doubt 1 million people signed the petition. Oh, oops. I guess whenever I said that about a couple days ago, it looks like, oh, there is signature spoofing now.
It's very possible, yeah.
Wow. Called that one like 3-4 days before that happened.
Yeah.
Shocker. Four, if you want to stop game studios from doing these stupid practices, and mind you, again, a lot of the main issue is with the live service games going end of life and then no one being able to play that game anymore. That's the main issue. Because that's not an issue with single player game stuff like that.
No.
At least not yet.
No.
Nintendo might end up pushing that one. We'll have to see what happens with the Switch 2 and shit like that.
But I'm still waiting to find out. Yeah, but right now, Brazil has put out a response. It goes the TOS that Nintendo has put out for the Switch 2 kind of goes against the other consumers right in Brazil.
The stop killing game stuff also.
No, just on the Nintendo thing. Not they really. That's a whole different conversation. Problem is for Brazil is that Nintendo doesn't have a team in Brazil to enforce the TOS. So Nintendo had to hire an outside legal company to deal with that matter, and they really don't care about that matter. So it's like, eh. I have to wait to find out what's going to happen next. Look, Captain. Look. I understand you want to say about the 4th of July, but it's the opening day for Calgary Stampede.
All right. Let me finish
happy 4th of July. Hook. Happy 4th of July.
But anyways, let me finish my thought on this one. But it's like, look, you want to make game studios stop this deceptive practice of subscription-based models, which everyone subscribed to by opening their fucking wallets up and buying these games.
Yes.
Stop buying the fucking games, and you will get the gaming studios to stop doing these practices. Otherwise, it's going to continue happening. Also, like we said, again, hot take, what Pirate Software said, and what everyone fucking ignored what Pirate Software said. The subscription base is also in there because it allows them legally to ban people from playing the games when they decide to, I don't know, fucking cheat at the game.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, every game company is going over the subscription base. I will say that that is the one thing that this movement can do, is possibly break the subscription base application.
Hopefully.
But here's the problem. They need to address that in the fucking petition, which they don't.
No, they don't.
That's the issue. Again, good concept, piss poor fucking application.
Oh yeah, no, it's the wrong conversation that they're having. But
Yes. But in end of the day, it goes like this. You do whatever you want. You guys want to trigger another 1993, 1994.
93.
Congress comes in to try to fucking censor video games because, oh my god, Grand Theft Auto is too edgy for people.
Yes.
You guys want to trigger that fucking apocalypse again? Far be it. Here's what I'm telling you. You guys are fucking retards. Stop Killing Games movement is fucking dead on arrival if they do not figure out the language base that they want to go at this stuff. And my god, don't do it in the EU. Because again, you're gonna make it to where you can't even buy a handheld console anymore unless you put in your fucking ID into it.
Oh yeah, no, that is the thing that could happen. Like I have issue with people in Brussels telling me what to do. I'm a Canadian, and yeah, no, I'm good.
So again, my stance on this whole matter hasn't changed from a couple months ago.
No.
Reword the fucking deal, narrow in on the issues, provide ways on solving the issues, and not just go, oh well, make it to where the creators have to give up the IP, because you're not gonna get that to fly in any fucking court.
No, and like I was talking to Dragon, it opens up a huge Pandora's box because of the licensed subscription systems that we have, such as Disney Plus, Netflix, Spotify, Audible, the list goes on. And they all live off of licensing subscription systems.
Yeah, here's why I'm gonna shit on like Alco, Misa, and a couple other people, because one hand they want to bitch whine monogrown about the Supreme Court ruling over ID verification over like porn websites, because oh my god,
yes,
anonymity on the internet, and it's like anonymity was never a thing because they're going back and using a 1996 ruling to enforce that deal. And back then, only adults could get fucking credit cards. That was their way of circumventing the ID, was because you had a credit card. That was their way of age verifying. Well, now any motherfucker, even kids now, can have a credit card and or debit card. That way cannot work, so it reverts back down to okay, ID verification. It's been out there. You're not gonna circumvent that.
No, you should.
But yeah, they bitch and complain about that, but then they go in and want, oh my god, Big Daddy government, please stop making these game companies from killing my multiplayer games that if I really want to change, I just wouldn't play, and I would make the studio make the game the way I want it before I bought it.
Oh yeah, no. Also, my personal favorite is as you pointed out, are those people who hate the factor that ID is required in order to see some.
The EU government's gonna do that.
No, I know, but ID is required to watch or look at not safe for work material, and yet they have conversations about children being able to access that in other people's areas and make an entire commentary, whatever it is, about somebody showcasing this not safe work material to minors, all because they presented that their age was a minor. So the two don't meet up properly. Yeah, either hate the fact that minors are able to get access to whatever because of the lackadaisiness on the whole ID and age verification thing, or you want to be completely anonymous and have children look at porn.
Does
pick.
That?
Please pick.
Because in the day, it's like it comes down to every one of these services, and I even had a conversation, I think, on Arco's last panel he had on this. It comes out like this. If I have to put out there on the open all of the internet access based things compared to either my handle online that I use for fun, which would be Sparky Step Corner. And to be honest and frank and fair to everything, the only thing that handle is tied to is YouTube, Discord, and Twitter. And maybe Rumble and Kick
Whatever
and Twitch. That's it.
Yeah.
And the three main ones I use: Discord, Twitter, and YouTube.
Mhm.
That's it. Compared to what I have to have access to every day for work that uses my legal name is about 20 different sites.
Oh, yeah. No. I get that.
That's web-based access.
Yeah. No.
So it comes down to it. Yeah, I like anonymity, but if it comes down to it, all right, you must have ID verification in order to get, which I believe I already have ID verification on both Twitter, Discord, and YouTube. So really, it's kind of a lame.
Well, if you want to get paid, you have to put your ID out there.
Yeah, so it's kind of a pointless conversation, anyways, because it's already done.
Yeah,
they already have that information.
I mean,
but if it requires me to have, do the painstaking old bullshit, going to a fucking convenience store to some 18-year-old fucking person behind the counter to, if I want to go buy my cigarettes, even though I'm 40 and I look 50 or whatever, I give them my fucking ID to verify that I'm over the age of fucking minority.
It's legal. Actually, it's required by law.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could get fucked over.
Yeah. So be it. If it means getting minors off these sites and stuff like that and making it harder for them to access to it, so be it. I'm all for it.
But honestly, I don't think minors should be on this shit. The internet at large,
everything should be.
Of it is the wild west. Look, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry about it. I used to say make everything 18 plus online. I'm to the point right now. I'm like, make everything 21 plus. I'm to that point.
I know, I get that, Captain. I'm gonna give you a good story on this one. So I'm saying, okay, so during the good old years, so I'm just over the age of the requirement to watch a certain movie, which at the time frame had Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd, and you had to be like 19 and above in order to watch this R-rated level movie, because it was one of the first ones major that was. So the ticket person, who was way younger than me, taking the ticket, going, I've got to see ID because you don't look like you're old enough to watch this movie. Me just being freshly 19, as the kids would say, love this entire thing because I'm like going, damn, okay, here's my thing, take my ID, and it just, she kind of blushed, and that was embarrassed because of the fact that she wasn't old enough to see said movie that she wanted to see. But again,
there's not only that. This has been fought about ID and content, especially online, for the longest time. I bet no one at this day, probably a very fringe few, but probably no one except for old fogies like us.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Eminem, right? Who here knows Eminem?
Oh fuck, Eminem, yeah. Marshall Mathers.
I've got edited and unedited CDs in my car.
Okay,
Texas. Hang on, hold up. Really, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the original '70s or that updated one? I need to know, because I know there's like the later ones down the road, but I'm thinking it was the updated one. The second launch of it that you. Oh damn, girl.
Hey, you know what's funny? If I remember correctly, I think when I was in high school, we actually got taken to the theaters in, like, not all of us were 18, and we got to go see the Chainsaw Massacre in theaters.
Wow.
Here's also a thing too. So what famous song Eminem made that was a song based on his own trials and tribulations of the government going at him because of minorities listening to his music. What song or music video
You're gonna have.
encapsulates that?
I don't really listen to him.
Is it the real Slim Shady? Because I know it wasn't his 8
No.
Miles one that he did.
It's actually showcased in the music video. I'm showing it right now. It's at the end of the music video.
Okay.
But here we go.
Oh. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's no volume, but I'm good.
Look, here's the thing. All right, look. Here's what I'm gonna point out to you.
I think I
Sparky,
remember
all right?
this one.
What's
Because,
that mean?
because here's the fun thing. All right.
Yeah.
To this day, there will always be someone who can circumvent the ID scenario because there is a dumb stipulation in American law that says mommy and daddy can take you to this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people,
You know,
hold on, I'm not done, Sparky.
Continue.
How
driving.
many parents to this fucking day sit over their child's shoulder and watch the shit that they are allowed and authorized to watch on their computer?
It's a small handful right now.
Yeah. I mean, and even then, there's what you can put programs or fucking parental locks on your computer to prevent that stuff. And
Yeah.
the same handful of parents probably still use that too. Majority of parents are
so
like, here you go.
I know for a fact that there's always backdoors and ways of circumventing stuff. It's always going to be a thing. And yes, you are correct. As long as you have mommy and daddy's permission or you're there with them, you can go and watch this thing or do this thing or whatever. That is a thing. However, you put this in effect, it dramatically cuts down the amount of people that can access it in total.
Not really, Sparky. There
Yes
is
and
a
no.
circumvent because if there's probably a more likely a way where they will allow you to enter one ID for a household on an internet provider service.
Yeah, but that's going to be very specific on certain ID holders. So
but still, it's still not gonna. It's
Okay,
not
so-
going to help.
Well, it kind of does. Okay, so
It does.
here, hang on. Up here in BC, we have different cable providers. Realistically, there's two,
Yeah.
but they all have different stuff. Blah blah blah. But when we actually did have the pay-per-view type television system set up, and I was the main shareholder for the earnings market, I brought in that into the house, the where we had the youngers in that. And in order for them to be able to gain access, not only was a proper parental code being put in, but we also had to contact them, like contact the actual company itself to make sure that access was granted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was back in the day when.
Yeah. So basically, there was a two-step procedure.
Yeah. There used to. That was when companies were held a little more on the company was held more liable.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
and garbage. I remember the good old days
that was way back in the day.
Yes.
Well, but that was the thing with like old. So we had the same thing with satellite.
Yeah.
It wasn't Dish 500 or anything like that. This was one of those big ass fucking 10-foot around fucking satellite dishes that if you wanted to give it different service, you had to actually physically move the fucking dish, and it was a relocated box. So when you went to a different one or a different satellite provider, it would physically move locations of the satellite to a different spot to pick up a different satellite. It was the same thing, but nowadays that's not the thing. These scrambled boxes are no longer a thing.
Yeah,
it's back in the day of like phone tracking and shit.
We rented horror movies. We didn't have cable for a while. Then we got the giant dish. Yes, that's usually how that happens.
I as a child growing up, I only ever had cable. I think once for a brief moment. And
I have tales on the cable adventure, but continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Look, most
I didn't have cable. I had dish. So.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have cable now.
Yeah, congrats.
The best part about my growing up was my mom recorded most of her shit on TV. Most of her shit on VHS.
Okay.
I got to watch another 48 hours at the age of 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Uh,
you also got to remember, how old are we?
Dirt.
You're
Yeah.
fucking old. I'm older than you.
We are all over the age of 35. All of us.
Oh,
Here.
fuck us, yes. All of us here. Some of
Oh,
us further
okay.
beyond that.
Look. Two of us are definitely over the age of 35, and one of us made the mistake of spawning at past the age of 35.
But yeah,
Sparky?
that is fair. That is fair.
Right, Sparky, the only one in this room who has I don't fucking know.
Has been able to
Yeah.
encourage somebody to help procreate
Oh
with.
no.
Yes.
Oh no. He's gonna be the one dealing with in like what? How old is your little one? Like maybe
He's
almost
year
a
now.
year.
No, he
Yes.
is a year.
He is okay. So he is a
in
year.
like
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
21st.
I keep forgetting
so
he's
in
a summer
about
kid.
maybe what 12, 13 years. Sparky's big issue is gonna be walking in and catching his kid on stuff that he doesn't want to know his kid's looking at.
My kid is only gonna have a Nokia.
Oh, even
You know,
the classic. I love those.
Oh no,
That
I love
fucker's
this.
Good.
So Sparky, you're anticipating your child having the inability to access any of this, correct?
Oh, I'm gonna make it very fucking difficult.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
You know what? His kid's gonna be like him going old school, having a shoebox somewhere and under his thing. It's gonna have magazines that someone
know what?
the wire.
Okay, my lesbian cousin, she had all those all available.
Damn.
I somehow found her stash, and let's just put it this way: I had access to a lot of different things at a very young age.
Look, nothing beats my brother and my cousin stepping on my aunt's dildo.
Ooh, that is awesome.
While they're in high
Hilariously
school
awesome.
and helping her move.
Oh, jeez.
And they walked out not knowing it was in public, outdoors in the window, swinging in the air, going, "What's this?"
I could just imagine it. Hopefully, it was really long though.
It was a big black.
Hang on, man.
Ooh,
We got
okay.
Mustafa in chat asking how it's going. It's going good, and Jim should be streaming tomorrow.
Yes, he streams tomorrow. Same stream, same gym time, same gym channel. So tomorrow,
same gym.
Don't you mean the at the same the hat salesman will be selling his hats?
probably, and he's most likely going to be, very pro-America, maybe depending on the conversation. But yeah, there is that big possibility. I'm not gonna. Yes,
but yeah, to cap off the whole ID thing. Look, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Are there gonna be issues? Yes, there are gonna be issues. Are there gonna be loopholes? Yes, there are gonna be loopholes. Does this require proper parenting of the kids? Yes, it does gonna require proper parenting of the kids. However, I feel like this is a thing that should have been a thing 20 fucking years ago.
About 30 years ago would have been nice. Yeah.
Look, it would have been nice 20-something years ago, but then again, we all remember LimeWire.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but that's kind of my take on it. I know everyone's been groaning and stuff because, oh my god, ID anonymity. I don't care for anonymity. If it comes out to the fact I've got to dox myself online in the future,
yeah. No,
so honestly,
I'm fine with it. If you want to earn monies online, all the money
you gotta have it
shit out there, and guess what? The moment that social media site that gives you monies gets hacked into, that information gets leaked out. So yeah, you're done fucked. So either you want to get paid on social media or you don't.
Yeah, it's to the fact right now, the internet, way back when we were growing up, in the good old days of when Y2K was a thing. In the good old days when Y2K was a fucking thing.
It was also a fucking joke.
Let's not even go with Y2K. Let's go with the fact that back in the day, your email would vanish if you didn't log into it every 6 months.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yes. I love
Oh,
that.
so,
Fucking-
Yahoo still does that.
no, that is a
No,
beautiful thing.
Yahoo does not do that. I should
Yeah, it does.
know. I have a Yahoo account that I haven't logged into for almost a year, and it was still there.
well,
Captain, I hosted many different chat rooms. I had different alts for every chat room that I hosted, that I argued with, that I fought with, that I romanced, that hated me. It was hilarious. Watching other people believe half of the shit I was presenting. It was beautiful manipulations back in the day, and I was a fucking young pup at that time frame.
Yeah.
Fucking chat rooms, my god.
So
You know,
the thing,
I do miss
the
those.
thing with the login on Yahoo, yeah, your email will still be there. They made it to where it doesn't delete the emails. However, you got to go through a process to get fucking logged back in.
Yeah, there is a huge.
No,
couple
there
of
is.
systems.
Not gonna lie about that, but
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they
it's not-
they fixed they don't wipe your email anymore,
No.
but you still got to jump through a lot of fucking
Yeah.
hoops.
not really.
But,
I mean,
I did.
I didn't.
I-
All I had to do was
Wait, garbage.
I-
Hold up,
I-
garbage.
I-
Hold up, hold
3
up.
months ago.
I got groomed in the Nintendo.com chat room. Jesus, I love it. I love it. I gotta make that a shirt.
someone got groomed now. Nintendo.com chat room.
Yeah. So
Fucking correct.
Nintendo back in this day, like you had the Nintendo, TV
Yeah.
channel. They also had chat rooms.
Didn't know about
Babe, you did kind of live on the farm. What are you talking about?
Jesus Christ. Oh God, give me. Oh God, I still remember. I still remember the term "get me a Switch, boy." Oh God,
Look,
say that
got-
to a fucking Zoom. They're gonna think.
Oh
Nintendo's
man,
Switch.
no. That's that. Yeah, that's that meaningless phrase.
I know.
Whenever the Switch, it's like, give me a Switch, boy. It's like somebody gives them a Switch.
No. You know, I love my favorite part was get a Switch, get a proper size Switch. If it's not what I like, I'll go find the thinnest fucking thing I can find.
Pretty
No,
much.
here's what I remember. Go get your Switch, and I'll do your punishment. You came in with
Oh,
either
jeez.
too small of a Switch or too big of a Switch. They would beat you on the way out to get another Switch, and then
Mhm.
beat you back all the way in, then switch you with the one you just got.
Oh no.
Oh fuck yes.
See, I was a cheeky fucker. I came back one time dragging the tree, and my mom just looked at me and said, "We're gonna cut off one, and I'm just gonna hit you with the whip."
Yeah, they'll do it. But no, I mean honestly, this shit is weird. Also, last final meh situation. Apparently, because Microsoft has laid off people again. Like I fucking care. It's Microsoft. Bethesda decided to kill some projects that were never really announced and soft announced. And I'm quite happy about it. Some people are kind of saddened that of these things being taken off the possible market. But let's see here. Let's look at the list. Something called Codename Blackbird, which was from ZeniMax Online Studio, which was supposed to be a MMO. Thank God it's gone because probably had microtransactions involved with it. There was what else? Something from Arcane Austin, another project that was kind of questionable. There was the card collection for mobile that was supposed to be out. There was a legendary Doom Legends or something, which is another MMO like phone thing that glad it's not there was a lot of phone shit. So yay, thanks Microsoft. Thank you for getting rid of the pervasiveness. I love you. Please fire more people. Please.
Clean up shop just a wee bit more.
Oh fuck yes, Jesus Christ. So yeah, this idea that they had for this Doom thing was almost like Pokemon meets Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good. Well, I think we're good. I think we're done. But yeah, there's some people that are like, oh my god, because of the layoffs, we lost some possible game. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's questionable practices. They should be gone. They should have never existed in the first place, and it's all generated from whales. It yeah. So yeah, the whale era needs to end. And the fastest way we can do that is by, making it much more difficult for these companies to focus on the whales that,
Mhm.
brings in all the monies. Yeah, I always love it listening to people, especially on the. So every now and then, those who bring up "Stop Killing Games," I kind of rear my ugly head in those little conversations in the YouTube chat forums. I love those commentation portion of it, and I actually kind of go, "Look, Ross is an idiot. So is Thor. We shouldn't be buying, pervasive games. Please stop this." And it's like then they turn around and try to slap me over the head with, "Well,
Well,
you're
here's
just a concerned troll. Your concerned trolling is very
so
noticeable."
so here's the thing, and I'll say this because I am currently playing a game right now
Mm,
that would
mm,
technically fall on the lines of games that they will want to prevent. Whenever end of
yeah,
life comes around, you can still go online and play. That game would be Elite Dangerous.
correct, correct.
There is no way in hell, no way in hell you're gonna be able to play that game on a single fucking computer the way
Oh,
the
dude,
Galaxy is set up.
dude. Okay, the game that will really fuck over everybody, the biggest game that will fuck over everybody, Eve.
Eve Online.
Fuck Eve on yeah, Eve Online. Eve. That will fuck over everybody. Could you imagine trying to have multiple it's like a huge multiple server kind of thing, right? So in order for you to go to different universes that is capable in the game.
But yeah, but let me finish my point. My point is like I recently got into Elite Dangerous because my mom finally forced
Oh, you
me,
into it,
well,
yes.
not forced me. I started getting into it and I really enjoyed the game and I like it. So much so I'm actually paying money for like skins and ship stuff like
Oh
that
no, you do you, bro.
because
You do you.
because I do want to support the game. It is a good game.
Yeah.
And I think buying the skins or buying early access ships, stuff like that, is a good thing to help incentivize the studios. Because here's one thing: these studios are not made of money. Whenever they provide a live service game on a server, which Elite and a lot of the online based games are server based, so they're client to peer. So there is a peer server that hosts the game. You, the client, access the server to play the game. So it's
Yeah.
technically a online based game. If you don't have internet access, you cannot access or play the game. That's the way those games work. The way the Stop Killing Games framework would go is it would prevent them from shutting the servers down. Well, that doesn't really account for a couple of different things. They have a quote unquote solution for that, but that it's a dog shit solution. It will never work.
Correct.
But what they want is they want these servers to remain online. And so people who bought the game can still go on and play it. Issues with that. Who maintains the server? Who fixes software issues within the server? Who performs maintenance on the server?
Mm.
Who makes sure that this thing stays up and running 24 fucking 7? That is not addressed. A couple of solutions or workarounds is, allow the players to do it. Big fucking mistake. That is not a good thing to do. That is a good way to get fucking hacked.
Yeah.
And then two, what if that person just decides to they don't want to do it no more? What
Yeah,
if it
no,
comes
that's
out to
a big
no one
that's
else
a
can
big
do
issue,
it?
yeah.
So there's
So
that. So what do we do? Do we force these companies to perpetually, even when they go out of business or not around anymore, just somehow keep these fucking servers online? It's not feasible.
well
And okay, and there's another way around it. Start
mm,
making server-based games. That's easy way, right?
it
It
can be.
is. It is. Unless you have a massive fucking game like Elite Dangerous or Eve or one of these other ones. You can't have games like that no more.
No, but let me answer the AI garbage one. EVE Online has a private server. No, it doesn't. So officially, it doesn't have private servers. That is the first thing. It has some reverse engineered servers that the people behind Eve really hate. but allowed to somewhat exist. But yeah, no, the devs for Eve Online are very protective of their code. So much so that they've literally banned literal like pirates and that, like people who've been pirating the game. They've banned them, like outright banned them. So there is no open source version for Eve Online, so you can't really do an actual proper server. The unofficial projects that do exist, they popped up over years, but they've also been pretty much destroyed. Many have replicated them. They don't last for very long. So yeah, a lot of them are either broken, dead, or have a lot of hackers involved in those particular systems.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like Star Wars Galaxies. You know, Star Wars Galaxies was an
Oh,
online
fuck,
based
that
game
was-
that the servers went out offline. The servers that you can access to and play this game on. However,
those are
half the
shit.
half the features don't work.
Yes.
The whole thing's buggy.
Yep.
And again, that's a good way to get hacked from other people because there is hardly any security on that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: I'm relinquished down to like in playing Elite Dangerous. I know that game has a certain shelf life.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know eventually, whether it be within the next year, next 2 years, next 5 years, whatever. I know that that game is going to die.
Yeah.
I am fine with that.
Mhm.
I'm going to have as much fun as I can with that game until it happens. And would I love that game to remain online indefinitely? Fuck yes, I would. Am I going to bend the fucking devs over a barrel and say that you got to do X, Y, and Z because of stop killing games bullshit? No, I would rather delete the game off my fucking computer now than to put them through that because
No,
it is a bullshit thing.
Yeah, no, because I play out of all things, a certain game that exists within the Wing Commander universe, and say it's similar to Eve. It's also similar to Elite Dangerous. It has a lot of whales, big expensive ships, a lot of skins, and I know it's a live service game. I play it off and on. If they decide to take Star Citizen offline after they barely get it online, I'm good with that. I'm fine because it's an MMO. MMOs are eventually going to die. Even while there's certain MMOs that still exist out there today that barely have maybe 60 players playing it currently, and you can spend $10 to get into their servers. These still exist. They have virtually no one playing them. They're outright dead. There are streamers out there. There are people who surf the internet looking for this to spotlight and showcase these dead games.
Pretty much.
And it doesn't. It kind of reinvigorate the clientele for these dead games. They're dead. It's over. Move on. So yeah, unless it's a really good single player experience, or something that you would like to kind of relive many years down the road, yeah, forget it. It's a dead game for a reason. It needs to die. Just let it go. I mean, everything in life has an expiry date. Whether it's your family dog, whether it's a certain loved one or what, they all have an expiry date. So do games. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way of life. Accept it.
Yeah.
So,
No, because unfortunately, like Nintendo's. If you want to play that game in its true fashion, one, you gotta find an old Nintendo, and
Oh,
two,
fuck
you gotta
yeah.
find an old fucking game. And if either the Nintendo and or the game breaks, say it's 20 years down the road, and say the let's just say off the slim chance that everybody who knows how to prepare consoles or fix consoles or ever knows anything about them are no longer around. Let's feasible, circumstances. Or they're around, but they're hard to find. And technically, that's the case now because you're not gonna find anyone locally unless you're like certain areas or locations. If you don't have a working console, working game, you ain't gotta play that game. So effectively, that game's dead.
Yep.
Even for physical things you can hold, if it's no longer made, sold, or able to be repaired, it's gonna die.
Yeah, your CD, your VCR, your VHS, your DVD, your Blu-ray, the floppy disk, the 3.5, the 5 1/4, and the list goes on. Microfilm, blah blah blah. They eventually are going to age out to a point where they're no longer usable.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
Yeah, and the obsolescence of games is like I wouldn't really say obsolescence. It's just the way the game's made, especially for like online player basis. I
Yeah.
get it. Oh well, we don't need a server for a single player game. It depends on how big the game is.
Yeah.
Or depending on how the game is rigged up. Most games that we have that are single player based require a handshake, so technically you only get a fraction of the game that's downloadable. Just enough so that you could reach out and shake the hand of the server that's on the other side and say, yep, you're good to go.
Now,
Yeah.
should practices like that be made where they can't do it? Yes, I 100% agree. So, stuff like that should be prohibited. But when it comes to the like online based servers for multiplayer games, again, that's a different fucking story.
Yeah, it's a different fish, and I wish everybody the best of luck.
Again, that's another thing that they do not clarify, and
No.
that's stop killing games bullshit.
No. So, in the end, I wish everybody the best of luck going forward. As I stated, and I think we've all stated before, vote with your wallet, spend wisely. Try not to dive into something that's very predacious. That expects you to always be online. Otherwise, you're pretty much fucked over. Find something that's DRM free. Go to GOG, whether it's controlled by Epic or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Go there, purchase their games there, because that just encourages the developers to migrate their games over to something like GOG because there's profit to be made. Because it's all about the monies. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the greens. So do that. Do what the Zoomers are doing. Spend wisely. Fuck me. But we've reached the end. Yeah. So happy 4th of July. Enjoy your Canadian Stampede or wherever else that you're having. I'm going to give their last rites to these lovely individuals. I'm going to hit a fucking button and then we'll get the hell out of here. I don't care who goes first.
On my end, you'll be sent over to Mama Akko. He is going over the Hassan Piker stuff that happened.
Oh shit!
Recently.
Yeah, we could have talked about that. That's fucking queer.
Hassan raped a gun. He dogs a person. He made online threats. He hasn't been banned yet.
Oh no!
There it is. That's all there is to it.
I know.
Jesus.
Nothing new. It's another day with Hassan.
Another day, another moron.
Yeah.
At this point,
Last rites for you, Drag.
No, I'm just floating around.
All right,
bored and digging stuff.
All right, so Dragon's having fun digging shit. We're gonna be going over to Mama Akko and Sparky's side. Again, have a good night, good day, whatever you're having. I hit the buttons. Go touch grass.